Hi, I'm back. The previous video ended and I don't know why, but I managed to notice it before I did too much. So all I've done is a bit of coloring, so we can go back and we can redo that coloring so you get the tutorial, which is part of the thing that I'm trying to show you. Okay, so we're oriented good. All right, let me see if I can stamp on here or if I have to get another piece of cardstock. Oh, I should be able to do it. Okay, let's get the memento out again and we'll re-stamp this, and then I'll show you how to do some blending. I don't know why it stopped. Maybe it's just tired. This is my 4th video today. There we are. Okay, so we did the berries. So I'm just going to show you how to do the leaves. So you do a nice base of the light granite gray. Granite gray, gray granite. Okay, what is it? Gray granite, sorry. So just in a circular motion, put down a base of your light color. I always go light to dark, but if you prefer dark to light, that's completely up to you. But I like light to dark. I just find it, I can blend it better. So there's a base of the light gray granite, and now we'll just put some dark in there, following where the where the stamp lines are, and then you go back with your light and do the whole thing all over again. Now it's going to look different wet than it will when it's dry. As you can see, you can actually subtly see the dark in there. Yeah, so that's how you do it. I'm going to do a whole video on this. So let's, first of all, I have to hand cut this, so I'm just going to get rid of the one I don't need to save. And now when I fussy cut things out, I prefer to leave a border around. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. That's up to you. You can go really close and then go around the outside edge with the black Stampin' Right marker. Don't use your Stampin' Blends because it will blend and it will run and you'll have a big mess. But if you use your Stampin' Right marker, then like you take it and you do this with the Stampin' Right marker all the way around the edges. And then if you have missed cutting off some of the vanilla, then it just colors that so that it all looks like you're right up on top of the lines. But I prefer to have a border around mine. And there's no right way and there's no wrong way. It's just whatever looks good to you on your card. I also find it a lot easier to do this than to try to get so close and then get the marker out. But you can do that. I will put the marker, the black Stampin' Right marker, in the kit for class on Wednesday. And then you can do what you want. Making sure we're still streaming here. I don't know why that other one cut out. That was weird. Except that it's 2:30. We have a neighborhood child, and I think when he gets home from school, he starts streaming videos and stuff. And it always happens about this time of the day. So I try to have my videos done before he gets home. There we are. It doesn't take too long to cut that out. So that's going to be popped up on dimensionals, and this is going to be popped up on dimensionals. So let's just do that. We're still letting this dry a bit. Oh, now part of it sticks off over the edge, so I'm just going to move this one in a bit more. Put one more on there. And get some on here. those are ready to put on. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's dry. Okay, so now remember, right side, I want to color on the back side. So you turn it over. And then you take the dark color and you just color it in. Now, don't try to blend this. Don't try to fill in all the areas, because you're going to find that you get streak marks from the marker, and that's fine. You're not going to be able to color them in, because if you go over top of it, it just, because this is plastic, it just moves the streak to another spot. So I go around the outside and then I just do, sorry, it's squeaking. Too much pressure on the marker. I just color it all in, just like this. This is one of those times when if you're OCD, it's not going to help you at all. And I'll show you the streak marks when I'm done. Yeah, it's for OCD people, it's not a good thing. But I consider it a learning experience for my OCD-ness. And I'm just trying to get very close to the edge. And if you go over and you don't like it, just take your color lifter. That'll take it off. And I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good today. Sometimes I'm in too much of a rush and it doesn't go good. And sometimes I try to go very close to the edge and that doesn't go good either. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean about the streaks. Can you see the streaky? Probably not. I don't know whether you can see the streaky or not, but just let it go, because you know what? It really doesn't matter. So if you go back over top again, you can put another layer of color on and make it darker. That's a little on the pinky side. It's not going to get rid of the streaks though. The streaks will still be there. And I'm not pushing very hard. I'm going very lightly, because all you want to do is transfer the ink. You don't want to push the ink around. See? It makes it a little bit darker, but does not get rid of the streaks. So just another light layer. It turns it from being pink into being reddier. There we are. Okay, so that's the dark cherry cobbler. Now I'm going to take the dark soft suede and color in this so that it looks like gold. So I'm just dotting up here, not rubbing, because when you rub with it, of course you get the streaks, and I don't want the streaks. So I'm just dotting. So it puts some color in there. Just allow the color to flow out of the pen and onto the plastic. There we are. Okay. Now this has to dry for a little bit. So we'll get the card and we'll put the holly on. And it goes something like, move it over just a tad. Sure, that'll do. Right there. And we'll take Merry Christmas. I think when you come for class, we'll do the stamping of the ornaments first and let them dry before we do the other cards, and then they'll actually work. Okay, now put the bling on. And one down here. So now all we need is our ornaments. So we have these pieces. We need the punches back again, and I'm punching from the right side, and you're just going to line it up just like you did with the other punch, and just give it a little punch and it just pops out. Okay, that's that punch. Now we need the other punch. I'm going to, oh, didn't punch it down far enough. Cut this off. So it goes down in there far enough, like that. And pop it out. Now let's get rid of this plastic before I forget where it is. Now, if you take your fingers and you very lightly go over top, it's nice and smooth on the right side, and then the wrong side is not quite as smooth, so you'll be able to figure out which is the right and which is the wrong side. Now the way to put this on is just with some little tiny Tombow dots. So just going to put some, I'm going to try to pick some of the darker areas where the stamp is, and just little tiny bits. I don't want too much, but we don't want enough that it's going to stick. And a little bit down there. And I'm putting this on the back side. There we are. Now, put this on top like that. Line it up. And all you have to do is just put your fingers on the outside and you get them lined up. And the other one. There we are. Now, this one gets dimensionals under the whole thing. Like that. Now this one, if you look at the card, it's popped up, but it's not popped up on this side, it's just laying on top of that one. So we need to put dimensional on the top and the side. I'm just going to use some strips because it's not very wide there, and a strip down here like that. Okay, I'm back in here. Oh, the liner's off, and try not to move that plastic around because it hasn't quite dried yet. And the other one. We'll just put it right there. There we are. Now the inside, I didn't color it because this is vanilla and I don't like how it goes, but you're welcome to color it. I'm just going to put the sentiment on the inside. Sentiment on. There we are. Now, we'll do a quick color. light. Am I doing this in? Okay. Making sure you could see what I was doing. There's nothing worse than working outside the camera. Always put some highlights and make sure you remember where your shadows will be. Let's go back over top. Okay. Oops. Now you're probably wondering why I'm using gray and not green. Well, the reason is because this is a non-traditional card. You don't have to use red and green all the time. You can change it up a bit. So here we go. We're putting down a layer of the light gray granite. No, it's not. Yeah, it is gray. I got it right. Yay! I don't know what's wrong with me in this color. I just have issues with it. Okay, so there's a light layer. I'm going to go back with the dark one and put the highlights in. And then we'll go back over top with the light one and blend it all together. Now, this method of blending is what I use for every color that I use. Whether it's a dark color or like cherry cobbler or a light color like petal pink. I always lay down a layer of the light first and then go in and do my highlights in dark. And each stamp is different where that's going to be. And then back over top with a layer of the light again. There. That's it. So now if you turn it over, it should look like this on the back because that means you're getting enough ink in the cardstock so that it's staying wet long enough to manipulate the second layer when you put it on. Okay, I'll stick this in the inside of the card. And then we're done. Yay, I'm done my videos. Not bad. Got them finished before the day of club. I have a day to spare. This month, October was stupid busy. And November started out even busier, but it's not going to be. Because I won't let it. Okay, and the inside of the card, just line this up. There we are. So there's our original card, and there's the card we created today. Pretty cool, eh? Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm glad you could take time out of your busy day. And for club members, we'll see you on Wednesday. Happy stamping. Bye for now.